Today Baba says that I teach you easy knowledge, easy yoga, and this is the easy method to go to the world of peace, land of peace, and to the land of happiness. Now you see, on the path of devotion, the aim is to, have peace and happiness. And they actually make a lot of effort, much more than us, because they don't know the easy path to go to the land of peace and land of happiness. And Baba tells us that people think that they want peace and happiness in this world of sorrow. But peace and happiness you can't get in this world of sorrow. This Kali Yuga is the land of sorrow. And when it is time for the land of sorrow to change into a land of happiness, then Baba comes. And Baba tells us the easy path to move from this world of sorrow to the world of peace and the world of happiness, to our sweet home and to heaven. Now Baba says this is a very easy path that I teach you, much easier than what you do in bhakti. And Baba gives us some points of differences today. So Baba says, in bhakti what do? You fold your hands in front of everybody, and then you bow down and touch everybody's feet. Yes, so that is what you do in bhakti. And I remember there was this one brother, first time he came to the center, he was a Bhagat, and then he told me that he was telling about how much effort he has made for God. And he said that there is no temple that he is aware of where he has not gone and bowed down. And he said, I have bowed down in every temple that I am aware of, and I have made that effort. And he said, all through the year, most of the time of the year, I am on a pilgrimage, and I go to every temple, and I go and bow down and touch the feet of the deities there. And he said, still my sorrow is not changing into happiness. And then he said, maybe God is testing me, and maybe I will receive happiness when he wants. But he said, I have done everything in my capacity. I have gone to every temple, bowed down, folded hands, so that God would be pleased with me. And God is the bestower of happiness, so when he is pleased, he would give happiness. And then I told him that God doesn't want your folding hands and touching feet. So he said, but that is what we are taught, and that is all that I know. So then I told him to take the course. And in the course, he was told that, you see, Baba doesn't have a body. Baba is a point of light. So Baba doesn't have hands and feet. And Baba doesn't have, Baba doesn't have the physical body which you can bow down to. Baba takes Brahma Baba's body on loan, but again it's Brahma Baba's body, it's not Shiv Baba's body. So when Brahma Baba's body is in pain, does Shiv Baba feel it? No. So when you touch Brahma Baba's feet, will Shiv Baba feel it? No. Because he just takes it on loan. He doesn't, that's not his body. So Baba says, I do not have a body, I do not have feet, and I do not need your folding of hands, I do not need your touching of feet, and I tell you to remember me. And the method to take the inheritance from Baba, from God, is to remember him. Now in the world, nobody knows that you have to remember Baba and how you have to, forget the world, the physical world, tune into your incorporeal state, and then take your mind and intellect to Shiv Baba and see him with your buddhi and experience his presence, his company with your buddhi, and offer your love in that remembrance by remembering him lovingly. So Baba says, with a lot of love in your heart, you just remember me as I am. So I am a point of light, and I'm there for you, I'm here for you, I've come for you. So you just remember me as I am. And with a lot of love in your heart, if you do that, then Baba says, that is what will take you to the land of peace and the land of happiness. And Baba says, you really don't have to exhaust yourself by running from one temple to the other and just bowing down and folding hands. So Baba tells us the true and easy method to move from the land of sorrow to the land of peace and land of happiness. Now you see, Brahmin children are very aware that touching the feet and folding the hands is meaningless. So it doesn't mean anything. It's just a practice in a body conscious, egoistic world. So it's a practice of Bhakti Marg, and it's a practice of the body conscious world where people show their humility by bowing down, and that humility is also a sign of ego, because sometimes when there'll be a argument, you would say that I have been bowing down and I have been I have been so humble, I've been so humble. So there is an ego about humility also. And then there is an ego about being bowed down to. So this is a very egoistic practice of the body conscious world, this touching feet, folding hands. And when we come to Baba, Baba frees us from these practices. So have you become free from these practices? So do you, so I'll tell you one incident. There was this one Kanya, and in her household, in her Lokik family, there was this practice that the girls, even the unmarried girls, they touch the feet of parents, which is not everywhere in India, but in her whatever practice they had, the girls used to touch the feet of parents. Now when she came to Gyan, after some time, she stopped touching her father's feet. And then, her father got really angry. And then when she said that, I want to, dedicate my life and do Baba's seva, then the father said, they are teaching you all the wrong things. anybody who teaches you to not touch the feet of your Lokik parents is giving you wrong education. And he got very angry, and he was not that angry about she leaving the house and going to Baba's center, but he was very angry about she not touching his feet or refusing to touch his feet. And so there is this practice in the world that takes place. Now Baba says, with regard to folding hands, if somebody folds his hands in front of you, then you will do it in return, right, in response. But that is just because you don't want to ruffle their ego. But otherwise, Baba says, we don't go and touch anybody's feet on purpose, and we do not fold our hands just like that. So Baba says, and even when we don't have to do it for Baba, why do we have to do it for any soul? And Baba says that you don't go to the land of peace and happiness by doing these things, but by remembering Baba. Now, one part of the practice is clear, what not to do. But what about the second part, what to do? Because you see, sometimes BKs, they stop doing the rituals of Bhakti Marg, but they are not actually remembering Baba and accumulating their punya karma. So you have to be very careful that, okay, that is immaterial, you stop doing that. But what about taking the inheritance from Baba? And that will happen only if you remember Baba accurately and with love in your heart. And do you do that? Because that is the easy method, the most easy method to leave this world of sorrow and go to peace and happiness. So this is the first thing. Second thing, Baba talks about donation. So Baba says, in Bhakti Marg, there is a practice of donation, right? So right from childhood, we are taught that you go to temples, you donate some money, or you donate shramdan, they say. So, you do some physical labor, do some seva. So, you donate, right, in bhakti. And when children are very little, the parents would take them to the temples and then give something in their hand and ask them to donate. So, because they want them to learn how to donate. Now, Baba says that if you are donating in bhakti, then that gives you a limited return for one birth, and that too in a world of sorrow. Because you see, we in Bhakti Marg, we are taking rebirth in a world of sorrow. For 63 births, it continues to be a world of sorrow. And I do bhakti in one birth, and although I am doing a lot of donation and charity, but I am taking rebirth in that same old sorrowful world. And then I am getting happiness, but how much happiness can I get in a world of sorrow? So little happiness, mostly sorrow, because it's a world of sorrow. Now Baba says, if you donate perishable wealth to, indirectly, because you do it in the name of God, but at that time Baba is not here, so you get very limited return for one birth, and that too in a world of sorrow, not in a world of happiness. But here you do true charity, true donation, and whatever you do for Baba directly. So first thing, when we surrender our body, mind and wealth, when we do everything on Baba's Srimad for world seva. So what does Baba say? Baba says that you donate your body, mind and wealth for Vishwa Kalyan, for the benefit of the world, for the spiritual seva. And Baba says, when you do that, then you don't get the return in a world of sorrow, and you don't get a return for one birth. You get the return for 21 births because you are doing it directly to Baba. And then you get the return in a world of happiness. And just think about the difference between getting a return in a world of sorrow and getting a return in a world of happiness. So Baba says the account in bhakti and the account in this Gyan Marg is very different. And then second thing Baba says is, you also donate the imperishable jewels of knowledge that Baba gives you. And Baba says, whatever perishable wealth, perishable, because time, thought, wealth, everything is perishable, energy. So whatever perishables you donate directly to Baba, for that also you get a return. And then Baba says, there is something called the Sato Pradhan Purusharthi, which is the, Sato Pradhan effort maker. And what is the best effort? So Baba says, when you imbibe the jewels of knowledge and you donate the jewels of knowledge to souls who are unaware of this knowledge, then that donation also makes you, get the return for 21 births. And this donation makes you a very Sato Pradhan effort maker. And the more you imbibe the jewels of knowledge and donate them, you benefit many and you receive the return of that punya karma for 21 births. So, do you donate? So, there are two kinds of donations that we do here. First, donating the perishables in this task of world seva, in yajna seva, in this fire of, fire, in the sacrificial fire that Baba has created. And then second, donating imperishable jewels of knowledge to agyani souls, to souls who don't know themselves, don't know the Father. So do you do both these kinds of donations? Yes, and the more you imbibe the jewels of knowledge and donate it, there will be a very fast increase in the account of accumulation of punya. So do you pay attention to imbibing the jewels of knowledge and donating it? Because you see, I'll give you one example. Sometimes you have you receive an eye opener where you see really how much importance these jewels of knowledge carry. And there was once this Kanya, and she came to the center and she was not in Gyan. And when she came to the center, she was wearing full clothes, and I could see some cut marks when her hand was a little visible. I could see some cuts, and then I asked her to show me her hand. And then I asked, where are these cuts from? So her whole hand was full of cuts. And then she said that the person she is into a relationship with, that person is all of a sudden he stopped talking to her. And she said that it had been a 7-year relationship, and then when she was just planning to get married, and although almost the formalities had started, at that time this person just abandoned her and he stopped talking to her. And then he said that he has his own reasons and he doesn't want to get married to her, and there is some other alliance that his parents are looking at and he wants to get married there. And then she she inflicted self-harm and she cut her whole hand, and these things she did, and she was so desperate she couldn't control her emotions. Even when she was sitting in the center, she cried so badly she fell from the chair. So, and she was in a very bad state. And then, I was just at that time wondering, it's so important that people take Baba's Gyan. And you see, Baba says that you are a soul and you should never let go of your peace, your happiness, your treasure because of anything and anyone outside. Because they don't matter, this matters. When you lose anything on the outside, it's not real loss, because that's just a scene in drama. People will come and go, things will come and go. But when you lose your happiness and peace and joy, and when you lose your self-esteem, your sense of self-worth, your sense of purpose, because you are so attached to the perishables outside. And we are in this birth, and since many births, we are taught to look at, to seek self-worth and happiness and peace and purpose in the external ever-changing world. But can something that is so transient and so ever-changing give you stable peace, happiness and self-worth? It cannot, because the nature of the external world is instability. So how can you have stability in your inner world when you have attachment with that which is so unstable and unpredictable? And that's why Baba says that you have to have a relationship with the one who is always there for you, Baba. And because, we children, we know this knowledge, but do we imbibe it? And if we don't imbibe it, then let me ask myself, what is the foundation of my peace and happiness and self-esteem right now? Is it the job I have? Is it the people I have? Is it the relationships or the circumstances that are going my way? And if it is like that, then that's going to deceive me in a very short time. Because all those factors that I'm relying on so heavily, they can change any moment. So people may not change just out of will, but out of death also. So, things are changing. This is a changing world. And Baba says you need to build inner strength by drawing power from Baba in this relationship and in the following of Shrimat from Baba. The soul has to become powerful. And Baba says we have to imbibe this. And only when you deeply understand this, like an experience, like a deep knowing, deep truth, if you understand this really, then you will give this truth to the other person with such power that the other soul will also get it. And Baba says, this is Sato Pradhan Purusharth. And do you know, if you can really make somebody understand Gyan, then you are not only relieving them from, the burns of sorrow of this, Kali Yuga, but you are also giving them the method to do the Purusharth, to go to the land of peace and happiness. And that's such a big donation. So Baba says, are you a Sato Pradhan Purusharthi? Are you doing that? And then whatever body, mind and wealth you have, whatever perishables you have, are you using it for Vishwa Kalyan before they perish? Because they will all perish, and only that which you use directly for Baba's Seva, directly on Baba's Shrimat, only that is going to give you the return. So Baba says, I am teaching you the very easy and simple method to go to the land of peace and land of happiness. But are you really doing what I'm saying? So Baba is teaching us the method, and you see, people have been donating in all of Bhakti Marg. 63 births you and I have donated. But the best result that we have got is we found Baba. Other than that, it was all temporary happiness, temporary something. But now is the time to donate truly and earn imperishable income for 21 births. So am I doing that? Then third point of difference Baba tells us is that, in Bhakti Marg we are shown that the deities are holding weapons, physical weapons of violence. Yes, and they are killing the demons with those physical weapons of violence. But Baba says that you have to kill the demons. Without killing the demons, you cannot. And you see, in every story of bhakti where there are demons and there are goddesses, the story goes like this, that the whole world was under the sway of the demons. And then a deity was created, the goddess was created, so that she will kill them all and then liberate the world from the demons and usher the world into an era of happiness. So Baba says, you are those deities, I make you realize that, and then I tell you that you don't kill demons with the physical weapons of violence, because they are not physical demons. They are the devils or the demons that are non-physical, they are Maya, they are Ravan. And you need to brace up your, your weapons of knowledge to kill that Maya or the non-physical demons. And what are the weapons of knowledge? So the first weapon of knowledge that Baba gives us is the Swadarsan Chakra. Yes, so Baba has given us the knowledge of our 84 births, and Baba says, now you know your beginning, middle and end, and keep churning this. Keep churning in your awareness, who am I? Keep reminding yourself, keep remembering your incorporeal stage, your deity stage, your worship-worthy stage, so that your consciousness is so elevated that Maya cannot overpower you and you can kill the demons of Maya. So Baba says, I give you the weapons of knowledge, but do I use the weapon of knowledge? So you see, the weapon of knowledge is the Swadarsan Chakra. The weapon of knowledge is the trident, the Trishul, and in the trident there are 3 points. So the point called the soul, the point called Baba, and the point called Rama. So do you practice I am a soul? Do you practice Baba's remembrance? And do you hold the point of drama in your awareness? Nothing new. And Baba has given us so many weapons of knowledge, but do I keep those weapons ready, and do I use them at the right time? Yes, so I have to ask myself, Baba has given me the knowledge of my powers, Baba has given me the knowledge of my virtues, Baba has given me the knowledge of who I am, my deity status, my worship-worthy status. So do I keep that knowledge emerged in my consciousness? And Baba says that in the path of bhakti, they show this, that you kill the demon with physical weapons, but physical violence will never liberate you from a world of sorrow and take you to a world of happiness. So you see in the world also, because you see we are taught that you finish violence with violence. You finish wrong with, the killing the demon physically. So that's why, what are people doing? They are trying to punish the wrongdoers through violence. Yes, and even so in this world, people are saying that if somebody is trying to cause you harm, then what do? You become, in an act, as an act of self-defense, you attack them. Yes, people say attack is the best defense, because we are taught that with physical attack or physical weapons, you can kill the problems or finish the problems. But Baba says no, you cannot move from a state of misery to a state of happiness, or from a world of misery to a world of happiness by using physical force. You have to use these weapons of knowledge which raise your consciousness, and then that which disturbed you will start serving you. And then you will be able to transition from the world of sorrow to a world of happiness. So Baba tells this third point of difference. And then Baba also talks about sacrifice. So in bhakti, sacrifice is very celebrated, and people are sacrificing what not. So there was one person who told me that I think there is some Bhairavnath mandir or something, and in that mandir they think that you have to offer alcohol, and then God will be pleased by an offering of alcohol. So then rich people, they buy the most expensive brands of alcohol, and then they go and offer it in that temple, and then they think that this is the sacrifice we are making, this is the offering we are making, and because of which I will receive a return. And then you see there are people in bhakti who sacrifice their bodies. Baba gives the example of Kashi Kalvat. So now that well is closed, but in Kashi there used to be a well, and Bhagats used to jump into that well in the name of Shiv Baba, and in that well there was a sword, inside the well, and when somebody jumped into the well, they would be cut by the sword. And then they thought that if I sacrifice my body like this, then I would be liberated from my sins. But Baba tells us that what truly happens is, when somebody does that, then yes, because he has such pure bhavana for Baba, then the sins of this birth are finished. But then the sanskars don't change, do they? No, sanskars are the same. So again they have to take birth in this Kali Yuga itself, because it's not yet time to go back. So they take birth in Kali Yuga and again start creating the account of sin, because the sanskars are the same. But Baba says here, you don't have to sacrifice your body, or you don't have to sacrifice animals, or you don't have to offer alcohol or something else. What you have to do is, you have to sacrifice yourself. Baba wants total sacrifice. And Baba says, your body, mind, wealth, your buddhi, your ego, your vices, everything needs to be sacrificed now. And you give everything to Baba. Baba, this is yours. And you take everything from Baba and use it. So when we do this, then we will be absolved of our sins, and then we will be liberated from all the karmic accounts, and we will go back to the world of happiness, because all our sins will be absolved. So Baba teaches us Baba teaches us the true homage to Baba. Baba says, touching my feet is not homage, remembering me is the way. Then Baba teaches us that what is the true donation. Baba teaches us the true method to kill the demons, and Baba also teaches us true sacrifice. And these are the easy methods, the easy knowledge, easy yoga through which we easily go to the land of peace and land of happiness. All right, Om Shanti.